Hello. I wanted to take a few minutes to discuss and explain what's happening with RID. Recently, the decision that happened at the RID conference, I want to clarify and explain a few things that happened. The RID and NAD have a long history together, 50 years. In the 80s, the NAD developed a test, and in the early 2000s, RID created their test, and they developed a test together called the NIC, the National Interpreter Certification. And since 4 years, the RID has managed the test on its own. For many years, NAD's involvement in the RID's committee of NAD's involvement in the RID's committee of certification, the professional development, continuing programs, education, and so on and so forth. They both have been involved within each other. And the reason for NAD's involvement in RID is to make sure that the deaf viewpoint is heard. And the two of them had a moratorium, that is a get together where they share each other's resources and discuss each other's issues and make sure there's support within the programs. And where they get together and agree to discuss future business decisions. Business decisions about the program development as a whole. They recently discussed putting a hold on the certification. Recently went to the RID conference in New Orleans, and that's the side part. The board let me know that their involvement was to hold on to certification for all tests and so forth. NSC already all those groups, and I was just really shocked. NID didn't have time to write it down and say, can't, it's there, right? I become concerned about it, how it will impact others. to assess the organization as a whole, the structure, the financing, the programs, the involvement, the continuing certification, and go in and analyze the um, whole organization and put a whole. If you apply for the October, you can't apply to take the performance test after October 1st. If you want to take up the performance test after January 1st, you can. already announced that the danger assessment will show November 1st, and they'll hand out to the RD board and let them know the analysts and review the organization, decide what's best for NAD, um, decide what's best for the RID. And see if they can come for an agreement what's best. It's important that concerns about the possible impact of the community, how it will impact the deaf and hard of hearing as well, and how they will, NID and RID will come to an agreement. The states without licensure, what will they do? Many of the states require RID certifications and licensures, and there are many other states that are encouraged that want licensure in the state, and they become concerned in the potential impact of the community. Many of us think about the recent lawsuits. Before the meeting, there was nothing known about the lawsuits. To protect the deaf interests of the deaf and hard of hearing community, RID, we decided we want to be involved in part of the danger, the risk assessment and analysis of the organization. We decided with the